Here's why your arch support or orthotics might be making your foot pain worse. Hi, I'm Dr. George Morris. I'm an evidence-based chiropractor, and I'm here to teach you how to feel and perform your best. I'm probably gonna make a lot of people angry about this one. The podiatrists are gonna come after me. The chiropractors who make their living selling orthotics to people, they're probably not gonna like this post very much, but that's okay. I think it's really important for a lot of people to understand this because it might just change the way that you feel and the way you perform, and I think it's important to get that information out there. I actually do not like arch support in shoes, and I don't like using orthotics. In very few cases, yeah, they're absolutely necessary. And I had a roommate back in the day where the top bone in his foot, called the navicular that creates the top of the arch, that bone was basically sitting on the floor because he was so flat-footed. That man, he needed some arch support. But for the vast majority of people that have been told that they have flat feet or pes planus, you probably don't need that arch support. Here's what I mean. The muscles under your foot actually create the arch. And there's some evidence, it's limited, but some evidence to show that orthotic use can actually atrophy those muscles over time. They get weaker and smaller, most likely because that arch support is doing a couple things. Number one, it's preventing the muscles from actually doing their job because it does the job for it. If you use a brace or an orthotic or some type of mechanical device to actually do the job that your body's supposed to do, your body's most likely gonna stop doing that job and might even get weaker over time. We know that if you have eyeglasses prescription that's too strong, your eyes will actually get weaker over time and your sight will get worse. It's my opinion that the same thing happens with orthotics. The other way that it can happen is that the pressure, the physical pressure of that orthotic pressing on that muscle can prevent it from actually functioning and working well. If you tried to flex your arm muscle and someone kept poking you the entire time you tried to do it, over time, it's my opinion that that muscle would have a harder time firing or activating. And there is some limited evidence to actually show that that's the case. I used to work at a butcher shop, and sometimes we were working on hard floors standing for 10 hours straight. Now, I was told by the boss, get the best arch support you can find. Get some really expensive boots, something that has a really good arch support, something that's really stable, nice thick padding. The problem is that my feet hurt every single day until I took the advice from one of my coworkers who was wearing an old beat up pair of tennis shoes. And he said, don't listen to the boss. These are way better. My feet feel so much better since I've been doing that. And honestly, I switched and I've never gone back. And I figured out the reason. It's because now the muscles in my feet are actually able to do the job that they're intended to do, which is to support my foot and support that arch. If you find that you've spent the money on the orthotic, you have those arch support shoes that are really expensive and they're supposed to be supportive, and you still have foot pain, try getting rid of them for a couple weeks and see if your foot actually starts to feel better. Now, there is a break-in period. You're gonna start using muscles that you haven't used in a long time. If you've been to the beach for the first time after a long time and you notice that all the muscles in your feet are really sore, that's because you're actually finally using them and you're breaking them back in. And you can feel the same thing when you start getting away from orthotics or arch support. So if that's the case, just go a little easier and maybe start a little slower and don't add a ton of running or walking or standing in that initial 1 or 2 week period. But after the break-in period, you're probably gonna notice that your feet feel a lot better than they have in a long time. Let me know what you think in the comments and if you have any other tips to share.